Hi, thank you for joining me today. We are going to be discussing the Great Depression. Do you have a family member that may have went through the Great Depression? If so, I would definitely reach out to them and try to talk to them about it. Maybe your grandparent, great-grandparent. You might find it pretty interesting. So what is the Great Depression exactly? Okay, sorry. So what is the Great Depression? It was one of the worst economic crashes in American history. It began on October 1929, and it did not end until the late 1930s. The stock market cost investors $10 billion. Today, do you know what that is worth? According to Kimberly Amadillo from The Balance, it is worth over $400 billion. So you're thinking to yourself, what caused the Great Depression? Well, according to U.S. history reports, we started going into a recession in August of 1929, just right after the Roaring '20s. Americans were pouring money into stock markets. Shortly after, consumer spending slowed and unsold goods began to pile up. 12.9 million shares were traded on what they call Black Thursday. So how did families live or survive during the Great Depression? They started having fun together. Their motto was use it up, wear it out, make do without it. Mothers began to patch clothes, started kitchen gardens, but a lot of them struggled to keep their homes and their vehicles. Women started going back to work because clerical or the service industry was booming and needed workers, and men were frowned upon for working in those jobs. Churches started organizing potlucks. Women taught each other how to make food stretch. So chili, macaroni, and cheese were one of the most two important meals that families used for potlucks. Families often played board games like Monopoly and Scrabble. They became very popular in 1930. I find it interesting that a lot of people started mini golfing. Mini golf back then cost 25 cents to 50 cents a round. And a lot of the land in the area was used for gardens because people didn't have the necessary equipment. 30,000 golf links sprang up in the year of 1930. So how did we fix the Great Depression? The election of Franklin D. Roosevelt and what they call the New Deal or World War II. Burton Folsom said that the Great Depression was ended because of World War II. The only downfall about that was it spiked our national debt. We went from $49 billion to $260 billion. The war took care of the 17 million Americans that were unemployed in 1939. The New Deal helped medical care, useful and remunerative jobs. It helped the economy kind of slowly bounce back. Unfortunately, Franklin D. Roosevelt passed away and wasn't able to really establish the New Deal. But Herbert Hoover was the one that was in line and took over his presidency and activated the New Deal, which is why now we have security benefits, unemployment benefits, we have food stamp benefits. So my question to you is, do you think we'll ever go into a recession or depression again? You know that old saying goes, history has a way of always repeating itself. Thank you.